subscribe. Darling Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Culture like bushmeat. Let's get bushmeat. Bushmeat. Let me give you an example. What's up, bushmeat? Now, bushmeat, tell us what is your culture as a Nigerian? What's your culture?
Oh, Nigerian is filled with culture. It's filled with a whole lot of culture, dancing, history,
Well, everybody has history. So, what's your culture? Dancing? What dances?
Nigerian dances,
Okay.
history,
Everybody.
success,
Suc-
uh, intelligence.
suc-
Black Nigerians are
That's like,
way more intelligent than Black Americans, but
really?
that's not the reason why I
But if
contact.
you're so intelligent, why are you shitting on the street, wiping your ass with leopard fur? Why, if you're so intelligent, you didn't figure that out?
Well, let me ask you this,
No,
Tariq, and this is
this is,
no,
this,
but this is really
y'all
important.
see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. All you got to do to trip them up, just ask them to explain the culture. You can trip them up that easily. They get to talking bullshit. All right?
Well, this is very
But
important,
go ahead,
though. So
Bushmeat. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bushmeat. Tell me, what do you want to ask me?
you always talk about the declining birth rates of Caucasians, basically, but you fail to, acknowledge the falling birth rates of, Black American women, though. And what is really key that you also don't mention are the high mortality rates among Black women, which is probably a huge reason why the birth rates of are declining among Black people in general. So why are Black women why are their mortality rates so high when they're giving birth? They die.
Okay.
So why is that the
Oh,
case? So
shut up and let's get into it. There's several reasons why the mortality rate is high. Medical apartheid. Black women are not treated with the same sensitivity in hospitals. They are more hostile to Black women. And I know because my lovely queen has had 4 children, and we've dealt with some hostilities in some hospitals. A lot of Black women deal with that. There's been a thing in the medical industry where they systematically don't believe Black women when they say that they're in pain because of inherent racism. There's always been a narrative that Black women can withhold pain more than any other group. So there's a lot of anti Black sentiments within the medical industry. Those are the reasons why. All right, Mr. Bush,
and yeah, you
go ahead, Bushmeat. I just had to mute you while I break that down. I don't mind the question.
yeah, you always mute me.
Right.
But in any case, but also, and again, you brought up some valid points. Those are some valid points on why the mortality rates are so high among Black women. But you also failed to mention that one of the big reasons why is their culture, their lifestyle. The vast majority of Black women are obese, and obesity can lead to their babies dying or them dying in general when they give birth. So why can't Black women, basically respond or basically challenge themselves to lose weight? So many Black women are overweight. That's Black culture, obesity, basically,
Mhm.
and that is Black culture, and it's very degenerate.
And what else? I'm just waiting you to get all your bullshit out. All right. So
That's based. Yeah, you failed to mention that. So why don't you, Black people in America, basically, try to acknowledge that or try to respond and resolve that issue of obesity as a major issue among Black American
not
people,
really.
that their health
They're fine.
obesity rates are extremely high. No, it's not.
Uh,
It's not fine. It is an issue. 8 out of 10 Black women are overweight. That's 80%. Put 100 Black women in a room, 80% of them will be overweight or obese. And it's probably a big reason why the mortality rates are so
That
high
ain't got,
among Black American
no,
people.
that's not. No, that's not. They ain't got nothing to do with no mortality rates. The prototype, hop on in, dear. Me-
Hey, Tariq. Hey, everybody. My question is for you, Barrister. since you're talking about how successful that all of you are. I work in the healthcare field. There are a lot of all of your people who are OBGYNs and trying to set up all of these things. But you know what? I've never really seen that many skinny Nigerian women.
Mm, yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
I have to work with some of them. Where are they? Hmm? What happens to them? What about their birth rates over here? Because since we're delineating and all, and you're also
Yeah, we are.
successful.
You guys are delineating. I'm certain that most Nigerian American women are not as, they have better health than
Oh,
than
you.
Black American women.
Really?
I know
So you
you
can't
lying,
just go ahead and just make a the data is there.
but
Black
they're
American
obese
women
though.
are way more
That's their
obese at over.
culture. They're obese. Let's
No,
start
that's
there.
Black American. Obesity is as Black American culture. That's
Oh,
not
no, no, no,
Nigerian.
no. When you're in America over here, it's the same metric. I would know. I put them in. I was once the director of nursing. It's the
Mhm.
same metric. They're obese,
So
greater than a BMI of 30 point whatever. And obese is what, 32, 33. They're really obese because y'all love the big hips and you love all this. And mixing all that fish and chicken and cow stomach in big ripples and stuff in a pot and bringing it to work. Not only is it odorous, but it's not good for your health. Mixed meats.
okay.
Let's go.
So
Next point.
that defeats the purpose. We're talking about food. I'm just talking about, yeah,
That's your
about
culture. Food is part of culture now.
food is a part of culture, but that's
It's your
not.
culture.
But that's part of Black American people. They
Mm-mm.
don't eat as healthy as
Bush,
Black
Oh,
Nigerian
bu-
Americans. But we're really not trying to.
that's a lie
You're
too.
trying to.
bush meat. You act like we don't see pictures of them Nigerian dudes over there with them big Winnie the Pooh stomachs running around there. Shirts can't even cover them stomachs. You got a big stomach, actually feeding peppercorn hair. You going around there looking like a goddamn Raggedy Ann doll with a big stomach and talking about shapes. Come on now, your artist. Who's your biggest artist over there? The female artist is Tim's, and I like the way Tim sing. But Tim, she got some little big old jiggly thighs rubbing together. She's not in tip top shape, sir. So you're not really giving good examples, Bushmeat.
Okay, why rather than just insult, just
I mean,
use regular ad hominem attacks? Why
how's
not
that?
basically find a resolution to the issue? Though it's a huge issue. Heart disease is what's killing most Americans in this country, and it's probably the number one. It's probably the main killer for Black Americans. Not
You
white.
need to be worrying about the Ebola and the West Nile virus from your village that you fled from. Do you worrying about us? We're fine. Twizzle, brother Twizzle, hop on in. Twizzle from the Bay. What's up, brother Twizzle?
What's up with you, T? What's happening, little player, man?
I'm good. Push
Uh,
me.
Bushmeat Buster's getting on my nerves, man. You know what I mean? Because he always got some type of statistical that he got from some white boy, and we all know that over there in their country. Shout out to the prototype because she's correct. When they get over here, they got all this access to food to where they just become straight gluttons and they get so goddamn big they can't wear their garments no more. You know what I'm saying? It is funny because over there in their country, yeah, the American women are obese over here because over there in their country, they so goddamn malnutrition with the fucking food they eat, they can't get no weight. They just get enough food just to sustain that appetite with their funny style ass. Because once again, we've been asking, I come from the culinary industry. We've been asking them cocksuckers, what other cuisine do they have other than jollof
Mm,
rice? You know what I'm saying? And they want to have the audacity to talk about they have culture and we don't. All right, what did y'all bring over here other than y'all whack ass jollof rice? You know what I'm saying? And
Citizen
y'all have
giving
the
up
audacity. They had the audacity to try to have
according
that
to the
jollof rice against jambalaya. Man, come on, get the up out of here because y'all don't have enough taste. Y'all don't have the creativity. Not only that, how you tried to talk about Black American women. I don't see no African woman right now with enough style to compare herself to a Black American woman on how she had the style, the grace, and the creativity to keep her style, class, and hair up. Y'all don't have nothing like that. I don't think y'all got is some tiny ass fingers so y'all can have them hair braiding stores so y'all can around and twist our black American women hair out with them tight ass fingers. You know what I'm saying? So get up out of here, bush meat buster, with your babble because you full of shit. You know what I mean? You over here in America and you seeing healthy people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing no malnutrition, starving people with their bellies hanging out, head big like a bowling ball. That's how we can spot y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, TA. Happy belated birthday to you, player.
Respect to you, man. Respect to a plan. Shout out to Twizzle. All right, now Mohit, hop on in, Mohit. You
Other than being racist, like what do you guys really do? Like you guys just cry about like,
hold on.
oh, this has been wrong for us, this has been wrong for us, oh, this culture sucks, they do this shit
You
differently and
so
stuff.
offended? We ain't
Other than
say
just
that. Why
bitch
are you
about
so?
what you guys
Why are
do.
you offended?
Why am I offended? Because you're ripping on this Nigerian brother who is literally speaking facts, right?
Mohit, where in the Middle East are you from?
In the Middle East.
Yes, Middle East.
Bro, what are you just gonna figure out what country I'm from
Where,
and then try
where
to
in
rip
the
on
Middle East?
me
Stop
from
being
that country?
ashamed of your home.
Is that what you do?
Stop being ashamed of your homeland, Mohit. Where?
Listen, you already know my
I
homeland. I've
don't know
spoken.
your homeland. I don't remember you. I think I might have talked to you. I don't remember you guys. I have thousands of people in here all the time. Where are you from, Mohit?
Listen, you are a piece of shit.
Okay, you smell like a piece of shit. That's why you fled your homeland, and you're too ashamed to even admit the piece of shit homeland you fell from. You fled, and you are too ashamed to even name where you came.
You're a broke boy. You ain't got money.
No, you ain't got. You too ashamed to even name the place you fled from. That's how much of a
Listen, all I'm gonna say is
you ain't
my
gonna say
people.
nothing. You are a failed tether over here tethering all of us.
I've told you in the past where I'm from. If somebody
Don't
has a
give
better
a damn.
memory than you, then they'll
I
remember.
asked you, and you're afraid and ashamed to admit now. So you over here
Bro, you're
tethering.
you're a piece of shit.
No, 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 no. The piece of shit is what you left on the ground in your homeland. That's why you fled. Sir, I don't care about you getting mad at us because we didn't have to flee, coming in hostile. Yes, you're not going to come over here and talk greasy with your little fleeing ass. You're not going to do that whatsoever. Yeah, these people think that they can come over and be hostile. No, those days are over. We ain't playing that. And you're over there ducking and dodging, looking through your curtains, hoping that the ice truck don't pull up on your ass while you eating some baklava. All right, don't play games. Well, these folks are real, real hostile now. All right, let's get let me see who we got. Oh, yeah, what's up,
Tariq, I'm
Wesley? How are
here.
you, dear? What's
How
going
you
on, buddy?
doing? Good. Happy belated birthday. I didn't know it was your
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah,
Happy belated
it's been a
birthday.
couple of weeks, but it's all good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry I missed it, but happy belated
Thank you.
birthday. God bless you. A couple of things to Bushmeat with regards to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving grew up in West Orange,
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey, and he still has a home there. And he's very very influential with the local basketball teams there in New Jersey. That's number one. Number two for Bushmeat is that Nigeria is number four in the world for people living with
Yeah.
HIV. Also, Nigeria is, I think, number one. 48 million Nigerians practice open defecation in the street, which means that they have no plumbing system. So they just, you know, poop anywhere they want in the street. And that's a fact. That was an article, a very extensive article out of UNICEF that talked about the problems with that.
You
So
eat pig
it's just
intestine.
mind-boggling to me
You eat
that
pig
they
intestine.
can come here and criticize, but they need to go back and help their nation build plumbing systems. Number four, I think it's number four. I don't know if you saw a post of mine, but I took a picture of Hidden Museum a couple of days ago because a tether posted the Hidden Museum with this simulated plywood over the entry and windows of the front of your museum with graffiti to suggest that your museum shut down and it's been
Yeah, that's
abandoned. And I drive past that almost every day because I've got business going back and forth. And so I actually took pictures of it and posted it just to let everybody know that, what you like to say, Jedi mind trick. That's all the Jedi mind trick. Your museum is alive and well, and it looks great. All the lighting and everything looks very nice there. So I wanted to just land with that, but thank you so
Appreciate it.
much, hon.
Oh yeah, yeah. The music, yeah. That's them one of them FBI pages, one of them FBI operative pages putting up photoshops. The museum was open today. I was up there earlier. All right, the brother with the Nigerian flag, hop on in.
Tariq, don't mute, run, or deflect, yeah?
Okay, well, don't lie because you're already gonna lie
Everyone in here
when
listening, he's gonna
when
deflect.
Tethers say that, that means they're about to start lying. All right. So he has up the Nigerian flag. So we already know there's going to be some lies. So go ahead. Now what's now this GT? Which tether is this? There's so many of you tethers.
Nah, Tariq, I'm about to expose you for being the compulsive liar.
Oh,
And referring, remember the conversation we had a week ago about the Jared Taylor interview, right?
I kind of remember now. What is your name?
Yeah.
I don't remember your name.
It's Fast Money.
Oh, Fast Money. Okay, there you go. You change your profile. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I keep getting blocked because you FBAs are bitches. You keep blocking and reporting. But
Yeah.
yeah, as I was saying, so the conversation you and Jared Taylor had, right, was referring to academia and IQ with Nigerians, Asian immigrants, did this, that.
I
And
already don't care. To be honest, I don't care. This is just about to be some inconsequential tether babble. To be honest, I don't care. I already don't give a shit, and don't nobody else give a shit. So just what else? Just come up with something else. I don't really give a shit. Anything else, I just don't give a shit already. Because tethers, y'all have the weakest gotchas. It's always some stupid shit that don't nobody care about. Listen, Tariq, I'm going to expose you, nigga. I have a picture of you in Zimbabwe eating some chicken and fufu. So that means that you are a hypocrite, nigga. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You are grifter. Okay. All right, you got me. I was eating some chicken in Zimbabwe. Okay. Yeah, so there was no bushmeat. Okay. Yeah, you got me. All right. Why with these weak gotchas? Tethers, y'all be failing at your gotchas. Y'all be failing and don't even know you're failing. That's not doing anything. Like Tethers back in the day, they would try to expose me by finding pictures of me with women back in the 90s. Like, look at this, you're supposed to be a leader, and look at these bitch eyes. Like, okay, yeah, you got me. Ooh, you sure exposed me. Okay, yeah, me dating women back in the day. Yeah, yep. You sure showed them what I was doing. Yeah, what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing? Like, yeah, nigga, I dated a bunch of women back in the day. Look at these women. Nothing but bitch eyes. Okay. Got me guilty, nigga. All right. Lord. Boy, these weak ass gotchas. Yeah. Let's get AK. AK, hop on in.
What's up, Tariq?
I-
I just want to say, you know, every time I come up here, you kick me off, and then I come back in your space, and you always let me up to speak, and I got to give respect to
right,
that.
right. AK,
So thank you for
yeah,
that.
AK is respected white supremacist. I'm not sure.
I'm not. I'm not though. I'm not. I'm really not. But I mean, I believe in racial consciousness as much as blacks should love blacks, whites should love whites. I believe in just the diversity of love for your own and for each other.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what I wanted to say is, I follow a lot of FBAs in a lot of these spaces and support a lot of them. Re-ups is one that I follow a lot, and sometimes I disagree with what he says. Sometimes I agree, but you're absolutely right in a lot of these spaces that you hold on the concept of these immigrants that come in from India and Africa, and like by design they come in and how much they harm all Americans, especially Black Americans, like especially. I mean, that's one of the number one groups I think that could stand to benefit from open jobs, labor, whatever it may be, anything. And every level, they're just pulled away and distracted and deflected and diluted to away from these types of jobs, to open up to these outsiders that come in. And they come in because, as I forget who was talking about earlier, that like 40% of like Nigerians defecate on the streets, aka these people will work for pennies on the dollar, and that's why these corporations want them, and they're taking your jobs, they're taking all of our jobs. And you're absolutely right. So just props to you and the audience for these spaces that you hold where you get this message out, because that's the absolute truth. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, American, Christian, Catholic. All of us are being affected by this movement that's happening. So just, I just wanted to come up and say that, man. Thanks for the
All right,
space.
AK, thank you. All right, let's get Brother Clarence in here. Brother Clarence, hop on in.
What's going on, Brother
Hey,
Tariq?
Clarence, how are you, sir?
Another day in CARICOM Central, my brother.
So,
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
the energy, yes, sir. The energy in Brooklyn is changing tremendously since this TPS has ended. And I'm not getting a lot of the same energy. The pseudo nationalism has changed drastically. And I noticed that a lot of the diaspora, they have a problem with foundational Black Americans taking pride in their ancestral lineage.
Yeah.
And they're trying to push this narrative that we all look alike. And if they're born in America, they are Black American, while the 14th Amendment doesn't apply to them. So I'm noticing since mass deportation that a lot of people are changing their narrative. They're trying to connect themselves to the history of FBA. I noticed with the Haitians that they keep on bringing up 1804. I respect 1804, but the problem I have is when you're telling us that we are free or we are much better off because of 1804.
Right.
I knew my grandmother. I had the honor and pleasure of knowing my great grandmother, who was born here in Brooklyn, as I said before, for the first 10 years of my life. And my great grandmother never mentioned anything about the Haitian Revolution. She never mentioned anything about Africa. She never mentioned any of these things that these people are speaking on now to debunk or ridicule the fact that we have a position now that speaks directly to our ancestral lineage. And I noticed that a lot of them are they're trying to make us more African now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that they've been coming out with this, your coons, your CIA agents, you have a problem with your blackness. And I'm saying to myself, I was looking at Nicki Minaj today, who is a Trinidadian immigrant. And I said, you had a problem with Michael B. Jordan naming his rum Juve. You said that he was culturally appropriating Trinidadian culture, but you didn't have a problem with making millions of dollars off of FBA culture, music, and imitating Black foundational American women. So I was listening to your segment today on her, and you said that there's a delineation and she may be causing problems and beef with FBA artists or half FBA artists because she knows that she's been pushing the exotic Trinidadian narrative for so long. And she feels and she sees that the shift is taking place. And what I wanted to address also in our community is that if you have one FBA parent and you see somebody is riding in the spirit and the lineage of their FBA lineage, I don't want us to become divisive to someone who has one FBA parent
Mm-hmm.
because I noticed that a lot. I've seen it on YouTube, and I see this narrative being pushed that if you have one FBA parent, you're not really FBA. And then I wonder, are they reading the information on your
Mm-hmm.
page? Are they really listening? Because I asked the brother, I said, he said, well, if you have one FBA parent, you're not really FBA. And I asked him, I said, well, was Booker T. Washington FBA?
Right. Right.
Was August Wilson FBA? Was Frederick Douglass FBA? Is Malcolm X FBA? Is Andre Ward FBA? Is Shakur Stevenson FBA? And the brother notices that I follow you. And he said to me, he said, well, if you don't have two FBA parents, then you're questionable. And I said, well, you got to have spirit along with lineage. It's not just lineage, it's the majority spirit that you must have along with the
Mm-hmm.
lineage. Because we have a lot of folks who have two FBA parents, but they're not on the
Right.
frequency, they're not in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same one who set up our brother, uh, Fred
Right.
Hampton.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And then he said something to me like, well, a lot of you FBAs, y'all like mixed women, you like mulatto women. And then he tried to come at me. I guess he knew I was subscribed to
Mm-hmm.
you. And I say this respectfully. This is not no slight. I view your wife as foundational Black American.
Cheers.
Your,
Mm-hmm.
your beautiful wife and your beautiful
Mm-hmm.
children. And I told him, I said, why are you worried about a brother's wife? And why are you worried about who we're sleeping with? And he didn't have an answer for that. But I wanted you to address that because it seems like a lot of people are caught up in the celebrity or they're caught up in standing next to somebody who has a large following, but they're not listening to the words. They're not listening to what you're actually saying.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to address that because it's spirit and lineage.
Yeah. And very good points, brother. Very good points. Yeah, sometimes people get confused. And the thing is, when you have people who have half FBA lineage, you're still a foundational Black American. If your parent is foundational Black American and you were born here, you're still a foundational Black American. You made a good example talking about Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, and other people. The thing is, a lot of times now, you'll have people who have an FBA parent and a foreign parent, and they'll get into certain positions of leadership, and that can become problematic if they have a dual allegiance. You see, that's just like Native American tribes. Native American tribes, you could be half this, half that, but in order to be a chief in one of those tribes, they require that your bloodline on both sides comes from a specific place because they didn't want people with dual allegiances acting as a chief for the tribe because they knew that that would be problematic. Even the mafia is like that. If you want to become a made man, both of your bloodlines has to trace back to the old country. They don't play that half and half shit because this is, if you want to represent us, we need to know where your bloodline is going. We need to know that you got full allegiance to the culture, to the lineage. And see, we get a lot of people who have more of an allegiance with the foreign side. You see, we got to understand how certain people are raised. You got some people over here that were 90-day fiance babies. You didn't. You came from an exploitive relationship. Your dad came over here trying to get a green card, so he dropped off an anchor baby. Your mama dropped off an anchor baby, and yeah, you got half lineage here, but they still raise you as a foreigner, and then they raise you to have contempt for your FBA side, and then you pop up here acting as a representative and as a leader, and then you start doing things to undermine us as a group. So that's why it's important to know where people's allegiances are if they're going to be in some type of authoritative position to represent us as a lineage. Yeah. All right, Jimmy James, hop on, Jimmy James.
Brother Tariq,
Good,
what's
brother
going on,
James.
man?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for having me up, man. I just wanted to say, Bushmeat Barrister seems like he has a problem with
Yeah.
women. I've noticed every time I listen to your playbacks on YouTube and every time I listen to your spaces, he always comes up here saying something about black women, aka
Right,
women.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, brother, if you struggling to deal with the women, brother, all you got to do is step your game up. It's actually a fun process. I did it myself. So the thing is, it's like, look, brother, step your game up. The FBA women, they'll check for you. Trust me, it will work. Another thing is this: a lot of the things that people don't like about what you say about FBA, the term being coined by you in
Yeah.
2019 or prior, is that what it does is it identifies a lot of things,
Yeah.
problems, and people. And what happens is the strategy. See, look, once the white supremacists can't have anybody Trojan horse anything that comes into our lineage, the strategy to the white supremacists becomes unknown.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, that's one thing I like that you did. And once that strategy becomes unknown, it eliminates the ability for Tethers and everybody else to come in and try to join in and undermine us. And I think that's a very important thing, because the thing is, the ultimate level of exposure has come in the last, since
Yes.
November. And the thing is, the fact that we've identified a lot of things, and it allows us to keep a lot of people out, a lot of things out that don't help us. They don't like that. And so they come in here and they hate on you. They say a whole bunch of hateful things toward us, and they do a lot of projecting. And I'll land my plane on that,
Thank
brother.
you, brother. Very
Appreciate you.
good point, man. Yeah, they got a problem with the term foundational Black American because that's the term that can't be remixed. That's such a rock solid term. See, our good brother Neilie Fuller taught us the importance of words. Our good brother Neilie Fuller, who had some beautiful books where he just break down, he has word guides. He said, listen, the white supremacists, they trip us up with the way they use words. We got to learn how to master words. All the words we say and the titles we say, they got to have strong meaning that are so codified that they can really shake the room. So we got to be very, very specific with words and the way we use them. So I had that in mind. And using the term foundational Black American, that's a powerful term that cannot be remixed. See, they can co-opt African American, which they do. They can co-opt even Black American. They can co-opt that. They can co-opt minority. They can co-opt all these other terms. But foundational Black American, boy, that puts a gate around us. And nobody can get in there. You can't weasel your way in it. And that bothers them because the name of the game is to keep us generic and boundaryless. You understand? That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. So that anything we get, everybody can come and leech off of it. It got so bad. We know that the Caribbeans and Africans and all of them have been kind of co-opting certain things. It's gotten so bad. Goddamn East Indians are doing it now. The Zohan, whatever his name, the guy in New York, who's a damn East Indian, basically, up here putting African American on his application. It's that bad. Yeah. So yeah, we had to abandon that African American thing. We had to bury that. And we had to use terms that are codified.
Are you ready to unlock the secret to flawless, radiant skin? Look no further than Even Melanin, formulated especially for melanated skin. Say goodbye to hyperpigmentation, signs of aging, acne, eczema, and dullest radiant skin. Even Melanin is your ticket to the rich brown beauty God intended, correcting pigment at every step with results in just days. Our glass bottles keep ingredients potent and pure because your skin deserves better. For my kings, beard growth spray, beard oil, along with beard and facial sets are coming soon. Even Melanin, head to toe, we turn heads wherever we go. Visit evenmelanin.com and even your melanin the way it was meant to be.